Morning. I thought I'd show you my tubers that have been in storage since for about 3 to 5 months. That was 43 degrees in my cooler, and I brought them back out into a room that's about 60 degrees for the last, say, 3 weeks. So different varieties kind of wake up differently. Some are quick to wake up, some take quite a bit of time. But I thought I'd show you what kind of some of mine look like and what I do to remediate ones that have really sprouted a lot. So if you go down here, you can see that the sprouts are kind of at different levels here. In this first box, this is Cocoa Puff. It kind of went crazy and sprouted quite a bit in 3 weeks. This one sprouted so much it hit the lid and then broke off. So what I'm going to do is, before I plant this, I'm going to give it a little bit of a snip here, because what I want is a really strong sprout coming. And if you look carefully in here, you can see that it's already starting to push a second sprout right there and there. So this will be fine to just plant like this. So again, you dig a hole, plant it, and just cover this whole thing about 4 inches in soil, and that'll be just perfect. Some of these are just right to plant. This is nice and short. My kind of rule is, if it gets over, say, 3 or 4 inches, I cut the sprout off and ask the tuber to push another sprout. What I don't want is leggy plants, starting out with leggy plants. So, and then, this is a time to check to see if you thought there was an eye, but there isn't. I don't see one on here, so I might put this back into the box and give it a little more time to sprout. At some point, if they don't give me a sprout, I will just toss the tuber or put it into the green waste. So you can see some of these are not sprouting and many of the others are. So when you take your tubers, open them up, you might see all this white issue happening on the top. This is not mold, these are roots. And roots are really good to have on tubers. So if I was going to plant this tuber, I would want to be really careful with these roots and plant the roots. Don't try to break them off. If you can, don't dry them out, and plant this whole thing down again in the ground. And if a tuber has a root system going, you can start watering it, which is really a great thing, because typically we say it's best to wait to water until your sprout comes through the top of the soil. But if you do plant them with a root system like this, you can start watering them, which is pretty cool. So here's another one with a sort of smaller root system, a nice sprout here. So this is a good way to start your season off. You've gotten a little jump. You're about 2 or 3 weeks ahead because you've got them kind of pre-sprouting, and they're just pre-sprouting in the potting soil. I haven't done anything but added maybe a tablespoon or 2 of water and brought them from 43 degrees into 60 degrees. So here are a few more just to show you when I pull those up. If you have some mold on the top, I think I might have had one on, here's one with a little bit of mold on it. And you can see this tuber is kind of soft. What I would do at this point, if I can find my clippers, I would cut that tuber off and kind of look in here and see if I see any rot. So if I do see rot, I'll just keep cutting till I see it go to a nice color like that and no brown in it. And I would just check these to make sure they're nice and firm. This one's a little soft, but it seems like it's okay. And if you wanted to check for rot, you could just cut it like this and see if you see brown in there. That might be some rot. So you can cut that off. If you can get rid of your rot before you plant it, it gives your tubers a much better chance of making it. What else I like to do at this point is, let's say I'm planting 10 of these Cocoa Puffs in my garden. I would like to also plant 20% of a backup. So I will start some Cocoa Puffs in a gallon or 4-inch pot for sure. So I do that because I have about a 20% loss rate on my tubers. And if you put your tubers and start some tubers in backup plants, then if you lost one in your field, you could put something in that's the same age as the ones that you've already planted. The problem is, if you find out one is rotted, and it's been a month or two, and you put in a new tuber that you just have in storage, it will never catch up to those plants, and it will get shaded out because the plants next door will be so large. So that's kind of it for today. Have a good day.